They say Hollywood is built on bright lights, red carpets, and carefully crafted smiles. But behind the curtains, it's all smoke mirrors and feuds waiting to explode. And now, one of the ugliest rap beefs in years has just gone from whispers in the industry to a full-blown public spectacle. Fans are shocked. The hip-hop world is buzzing, and social media can't stop talking. Because 50 Cent, yes, the king of brutal clapbacks himself, has set his sights on none other than T.I., calling him out in a way nobody saw coming. And the word he used, Hollywood Mutt. It wasn't just a throwaway insult. No, this cut deep. It was personal, it was raw, and it opened up old wounds that many thought had been buried long ago. Suddenly, T.I.'s empire, his family, and even his image as the self-proclaimed king of the South are all being dragged into the fire. But what sparked this sudden eruption? Why did 50 Cent decide now of all times to blast T.I. with such a vicious label? And more importantly, how is T.I. responding? Because let's be clear, this isn't just rap beef. This is turning into a war of pride, betrayal, survival in the ruthless jungle of Hollywood. When news first broke that 50 Cent had publicly called out T.I., the internet went into complete meltdown. It wasn't just the insult itself, but the way it came out loud, brash, and dripping with that classic 50 Cent venom. At an industry after-party in Los Angeles, surrounded by flashing cameras and Hollywood elites, 50 raised his glass and, in front of a stunned audience, pointed straight at T.I. and sneered, "You nothing but a Hollywood mutt, man. Pick a side and stick with it." The room froze. Everyone who knows these two icons understands that beneath their polite smiles and occasional compliments lies a rivalry that had been simmering for years. But until that moment, no one believed 50 would ever drag it out in public. Yet here it was, raw and ugly, with every phone in the room recording, every blogger scrambling for the perfect headline, and every fan glued to the chaos unfolding in real time. T.I., who had been leaning casually near the bar, clenched his jaw. Witnesses swear his entire demeanor shifted in an instant. His face tightened. His eyes narrowed, and suddenly the playful energy of the night turned heavy. "Say what you want, Curtis," T.I. shot back, his voice steady but full of fire. "But don't you ever put that label on me. I ain't no mutt. I know who I am. I know where I stand." That line sent murmurs across the crowd, but it wasn't enough to cool things down. 50 smirked, clearly enjoying the reaction, and leaned closer, almost daring T.I. to take the bait. "You don't know where you stand. Tip. One day you, the king of the South. Next day you in Hollywood pretending to be something else. Your own people don't even know which version of you is real. That's why I said what I said." At that point, emotions ran high. Bodyguards stepped in, friends tried to calm them, and cameras flashed from every corner. What had started as a night of celebration quickly became a war of words that would soon spiral far beyond anyone's control. Fans online were quick to take sides. Some defended 50, claiming he was just exposing what many in the industry had quietly whispered, that T.I. had become more of a Hollywood figure than a true representative of Atlanta's gritty rap culture. Others rallied behind T.I., arguing that he had earned the right to evolve, to expand his empire into acting, business, and television without having his authenticity questioned. Twitter erupted with hashtags like #TeamT and #Team50. While Instagram flooded with memes portraying the clash as a heavyweight boxing match. But the story didn't stop there. Sources close to the rappers revealed that this feud had been building for months behind the scenes. Whispers suggested that it all began with a failed business deal. Apparently, T.I. and 50 had once considered collaborating on a streaming project, something that could rival the success of Power and its spin-offs. Insiders say T.I. wanted more creative control, while 50, known for being fiercely protective of his brand, refused to compromise. The deal collapsed, and both men walked away bitter. 50, don't forget nothing, a source told reporters. He felt like T.I. wasted his time, played him for clout, and that's the one thing 50 hates. He'll clown you forever if he thinks you tried to play him. T.I., on the other hand, confided to his inner circle that he felt disrespected. I got my own legacy, my own name, he allegedly told a friend. I don't need Curtis trying to tell me how to run my business. I'm not his underling. I'm not his soldier. I'm T.I. And just like that, a simple disagreement over creative control turned into a personal vendetta. The drama only escalated when family got involved. T.I.'s wife, Tiny, reportedly confronted him after the party, asking why he didn't just walk away instead of sparking a public scene. You've got kids, you've got a family, why are you letting this man drag you into the mud? She allegedly asked, her voice filled with concern. T.I., still fuming from the insult, replied, he came at me in front of the world, Tiny. I can't just let that slide. If I don't stand up, they'll think I'm weak. Meanwhile, 50, never one to let a feud fade quietly, doubled down the next morning. On Instagram, he posted a picture of a cartoon dog wearing a crown with the caption, Hollywood Mutt, King of Nothing. The post went viral within minutes, racking up millions of views and thousands of comments. Celebrities chimed in, some laughing, some shaking their heads. Others warning that this could spiral into something dangerous. Rapper Snoop Dogg commented, man, y'all need to chill. Too much money, too much legacy to be throwing bones at each other. Cardi B tweeted, this is wild. I don't even know whose side I'm on. And actor Terrence Howard, who once worked with T.I. on set, wrote, people forget these are real men with families. Hope they can squash this before it gets out of hand. But fans weren't interested in peace. They wanted the drama, the twists, the spectacle. And 50 knew exactly how to feed that hunger. He went live on Instagram laughing, sipping champagne, and throwing more shade at T. I listen. I respect the hustle, he said, smirking at the camera. But don't try to play both sides. You can't be gangster one minute and movie star the next. The streets don't respect that. Hollywood don't respect that. So what's left? Mutt status. Those words cut deep. T.I. responded later that night, not through social media but on stage at a show in Atlanta. During a break between songs, he addressed the crowd directly. A-Tell, y'all know me. Y'all know I built this from the ground up. I never turned my back on the city, never turned my back on my people. I put Atlanta on my back when folks ain't even believe we had a voice. So don't let nobody, I mean nobody, try to rewrite my story. The audience erupted with cheers, chanting his name, reaffirming his place as the hometown hero. Yet even in that moment of triumph, the tension remained. The feud had crossed into something deeper than music or business. It was now about identity, legacy, and respect. Back in New York, 50 was reportedly unfazed by T.I.'s speech. In fact, insiders claim he laughed when he saw the clips online. He emotionally, 50 allegedly told a friend, that's how I know I got under his skin. Once a man gets emotional, the game's already won. But what neither man expected was the ripple effect this feud would have. Younger rappers began chiming in, either taking sides or using the beef as an opportunity to gain clout. One Atlanta rapper tweeted, T.I. ain't the king no more. 50 right. Another posted, nah, we ride with Tip forever. 50 just mad. The debate spread like wildfire, turning into a full-blown culture war that divided fans, artists, and even families behind the scenes. Industry insiders worried about the fallout. Endorsements were at risk, movie deals hung in the balance. And brands associated with both men were scrambling to distance themselves from the controversy. One executive told reporters, this ain't just a beef. This is a business nightmare. When stars of their magnitude go at it like this, it affects everybody around them. Still, the drama only grew bigger. Rumors began to swirl that 50 was planning to release a diss track aimed squarely at T.I. One that would allegedly air out secrets nobody was supposed to know. Whispers of old legal troubles, private family issues, behind-the-scenes betrayals started leaking, fueling speculation about just how far 50 would go and T.I. He wasn't planning to sit quietly either. According to sources, he had been writing lyrics of his own. preparing a fiery rebuttal that would not only defend his honor, but also expose 50 in ways no one had dared before. By the end of that week, what had started as a drunken jab at a party had transformed into a feud that threatened to shake the very foundations of the hip-hop world. Fans were divided, families were tense, and the industry was holding its breath. Because when titans like 50 Cent and T.I. clash, it's never just words. It's war. Never just words. It's war. As the weekend unfolded, the tension between 50 Cent and T.I. reached a boiling point. What had begun as a single public insult had now snowballed into a full-scale media circus. Everywhere you looked, fans, journalists, and even casual observers were speculating about what would happen next. Would there be a diss track? A public confrontation? Or worse, a confrontation that went beyond words? Sources close to 50 Cent revealed that he was in his New York mansion, pacing back and forth, his mind racing with ideas for his next move. He's not just thinking about music, one insider said. He's thinking about strategy, about leverage, about how to make Tip look like he's lost his way in Hollywood. Curtis doesn't just throw shade. He calculates every word, every move, like chess. T.I., meanwhile, was holed up in Atlanta with Tiny and his inner circle, rehearsing responses and strategizing. He's focused, an insider said. This isn't just about pride. It's about legacy. He's not going to let anybody tarnish his image, especially someone who he once considered a friend. The drama took a new turn when rumors began circulating that family members had been pulled into the fray. T.I.'s teenage sons were reportedly being teased at school, friends sending screenshots of 50 Cent's posts and memes mocking their father. Tiny was furious, calling 50's camp to demand they stop dragging her family into the conflict. Sources say the conversation was heated, with accusations flying on both sides. Fans couldn't get enough. Social media erupted with heated debates, memes, and speculation about secret alliances. Some claimed that young rappers in Atlanta were secretly backing T.I., ready to defend him if 50 escalated things further. Others whispered that 50 had allies in New York and Los Angeles ready to launch an all-out social media offensive. The online world was alive with tension. Every comment thread another battlefield in a war that had no clear end in sight. The first real twist came when an anonymous source leaked a clip from a private party in Miami, showing T.I. and 50 in a tense confrontation months earlier that nobody knew about. In the footage, the two were arguing about business deals, old grudges, and mutual distrust. T.I. could be heard saying, "You can't run my life for me, Curtis. I'm my own man." 50 responded with a smirk. "We'll see about that." Fans dissected every frame, every gesture, trying to read the underlying emotions. The leak only added fuel to the fire, proving that this wasn't a sudden dispute but a long-standing battle that had been quietly simmering for years. Even celebrities outside the hip-hop world started weighing in. Reality TV stars tweeted cryptic messages, actors hinted at allegiances, and talk show hosts dedicated entire segments to the drama. One popular morning show anchor commented, "This is more than just a few nights, a cultural moment. We're watching two legends clash and the stakes are enormous." The tension reached a new level when a supposed intermediary tried to arrange a private meeting between the two stars, hoping to mediate and prevent a full-blown public meltdown. Sources say the meeting ended in disaster. 50 reportedly arrived late, sipped his drink, and muttered under his breath about T.I.'s Hollywood act. T.I. allegedly refused to let 50 dominate the conversation, countering with pointed remarks about loyalty, legacy, and authenticity. The meeting ended with both men storming out, leaving the mediator shocked and exhausted as the feud spilled into the public eye. The media began digging into every aspect of their lives. Tabloids published exaggerated reports of late-night confrontations, private phone calls, and secret text messages. Fans were captivated by alleged screenshots of group chats, showing friends taking sides, whispering insults, and even plotting surprises to embarrass the opposing camp. Emotions ran high everywhere. and the story became a perfect storm of betrayal, pride, and spectacle. Then came the first real musical jab. A few days after the initial insult, 50 Cent dropped a snippet of an unreleased track online, with lyrics clearly referencing T.I. lines like "Mutt in a crown," "Lost in the town, playing games you can't hold down." The internet exploded. Fans replayed the clip thousands of times, analyzing every beat, every pause, every inflection. Forums buzzed with speculation about what T.I. might release in response. And every celebrity commentary seemed to pour more gasoline onto the fire. T.I. didn't respond immediately, which led to another twist. Insiders reported that he was deliberately waiting, crafting a response that would hit harder than 50's initial attack. "He's not going to just react," one source said. "He's going to retaliate in a way that reminds everyone why he's T.I. and why he built his empire from the ground up." Patience is part of the strategy. While the world watched the back and forth unfold, tensions between their camps grew. Tiny reportedly confronted members of T.I.'s team, warning them to protect his image and family at all costs. 50 Cent's associates allegedly plotted ways to amplify the drama, leaking selective information to media outlets to keep fans on edge. Both sides were locked in a high-stakes psychological game, each move calculated to provoke, unsettle, or humiliate the other, unexpectedly. A supposed ally of T.I., a well-known producer, went rogue during an interview with a popular podcast. He hinted at secrets that 50 didn't want the world to know, and fans immediately assumed it was related to past business dealings and behind-the-scenes controversies. 50 Cent responded almost instantly with another social media post, laughing and tagging the producer, implying he wasn't afraid of anyone revealing the truth. The drama was no longer contained. It had grown into a tangled web of alliances, betrayals, and public spectacle. Even T.I.'s own inner circle was feeling the pressure. Sources say arguments broke out about whether to address the feud publicly or to let it simmer privately. Some advised caution, warning that any wrong move could destroy business deals or personal relationships. Others insisted that silence would be interpreted as weakness. The family was divided, with Tiny pushing for protection and caution, while T.I. wanted action, confrontation, and a message loud enough for everyone to hear. In the midst of all this, fans noticed unusual activity on both rappers' social media accounts. Subtle posts, cryptic captions, and stage photos appeared to reference the feud without naming names. One picture of a crown on a street corner, posted by T.I., sparked thousands of comments, with fans speculating whether it was a direct response to 50's Hollywood Mutt jab. 50 followed up with a cryptic video of a dog running through a mansion. Captions, "Some things never change." This post became a puzzle, a clue, a battlefield where fans fought to interpret meaning, and where emotions ran high in anticipation of the next move. Then came the biggest twist so far. A leaked voice memo surfaced online, allegedly of a private conversation between T.I. and an unnamed associate, in which T.I. supposedly expressed frustration over 50's insults, but also hinted at plans to put him in his place. Fans were torn. Some believed the leak was genuine. Others suspected it was a calculated move by 50's camp to provoke T.I. further. Either way, the controversy intensified, drawing even more attention from media outlets and keeping the feud at the top of the headlines. Amid all this chaos, one thing became clear: the story wasn't just about insults anymore. It had become a high-stakes psychological battle, a clash of legacies, and a test of pride. The streets, the Hollywood elite, the music industry, and millions of fans worldwide were now invested in the outcome, watching every move, analyzing every post, and waiting for the next explosion after the leaked voice memo sent fans into a frenzy. The feud between 50 Cent and T.I. reached a new level of intensity. Social media was ablaze, with every post, comment, and meme analyzed like a secret message. The streets were talking, radio hosts debated passionately, and even late-night talk shows devoted segments to dissecting every possible angle. It was clear that this was no longer just a clash of egos. This was a full-blown cultural phenomenon. T.I, however, remained calm publicly. Insiders say he spent hours in private, crafting the perfect response to 50's relentless attacks. Friends reported that he was meticulously writing lyrics, planning interviews, and even rehearsing speeches for live events, all with the goal of reclaiming his image and asserting his dominance. Tip doesn't just react, a close associate said. He strategizes. He wants to make sure when he responds, it lands like a bomb. And everyone knows when T.I drops a statement, it's unforgettable. 50 Cent, on the other hand, appeared to be enjoying the chaos. Sources claim he was hosting private listening parties for friends, laughing at fan theories, and even sending out subtle hints about an upcoming diss track. He thrives on drama, one insider said. The more emotional Tip gets, the better it feeds 50's narrative. He's a master at stirring the pot. The family drama intensified as well. Tiny reportedly became increasingly anxious, worried about the effect of the feud on their children. She allegedly held multiple family meetings, emphasizing that the kids should stay out of social media and avoid engaging with online negativity. T.I, while sympathetic, reportedly felt torn. He wanted to protect his family, but he also couldn't ignore the personal attack on his reputation. Emotions ran high and the household was reportedly tense, with moments of conflict between parents over the best approach. Unexpectedly, a shocking twist came when rumors began circulating that 50 Cent had recruited an unexpected ally, a former rival of T.I, who had publicly feuded with him years ago. The news sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community. Fans speculated about whether this was a strategic move to corner T.I, or simply a way to amplify the spectacle. T.I.'s team reportedly held emergency meetings to assess the potential impact, weighing whether to respond publicly or let the rumors simmer. Then came a dramatic confrontation in Miami, where both stars happened to be attending separate events. Witnesses claim they crossed paths in a hotel lobby and the tension was palpable. According to reports, T.I locked eyes with 50 from across the room. And for a tense moment, the world seemed to hold its breath. Bodyguards intervened before any words could be exchanged, but sources insist that the energy was electric. You could feel it in the air, an eyewitness said. People were whispering, cameras were flashing, and it felt like a storm was about to break. Meanwhile, the public's appetite for drama only grew. Fans dissected every subtle gesture, every social media post, and every public appearance. Influencers uploaded reaction videos, podcasts hosted live debates, and memes flooded the internet, portraying the feud as everything from a Hollywood telenovela to a street-level showdown. Emotions ran high, and the line between entertainment and reality blurred completely. In the midst of this chaos, a new twist emerged. An anonymous source claimed to have uncovered private messages, allegedly showing T.I expressing frustration with Hollywood. Insiders who encouraged him to play it safe and avoid conflict with 50. The leak fueled speculation that T.I felt isolated, that even his closest advisors were trying to influence his decisions. Fans and critics alike debated whether this was a genuine insight into T.I.'s mindset or a calculated move by 50's camp to destabilize him further. 50 Cent, never one to miss an opportunity, reportedly leaked a teaser for a full diss track, including lines that hinted at personal secrets and past betrayals. Insiders say the teaser was timed perfectly, meant to coincide with T.I.'s public appearances and interviews to maximize tension. He knows exactly how to play the game, a source said. 50 is a strategist. Every move is designed to provoke, to unsettle, and to dominate the narrative. T.I, meanwhile, reportedly began working on a multi-platform response, combining music, interviews, and even business announcements to assert control over his narrative. Friends claim he was determined to show the world that he was more than a Hollywood mutt, that he was a businessman, a family man, a cultural icon who refused to be disrespected. Tip is focused, an insider said. He's not just fighting back, he's building a case, a story, a legend that will outlast any insult. As if the feud couldn't get any more dramatic, another layer was added when an unexpected figure entered the conversation. Tiny. During a rare public interview, she defended her husband, calling out 50 Cent for dragging personal family matters into the public eye. Her statement sparked both support and backlash, with some fans praising her loyalty and others accusing her of escalating the drama. The family was now completely in the spotlight, and emotions ran high on every side. The tension reached a fever pitch when rumors of a joint appearance at a charity event began circulating. Insiders said both T.I. and 50 were invited to the same gala, raising fears of a public confrontation. The media and fans speculated endlessly about whether the two would speak, avoid each other, or engage in an explosive verbal exchange. The anticipation was electric, and the event became one of the most talked about gatherings in Hollywood that year. Unexpectedly, just days before the gala, another twist shook the narrative. A former collaborator of T.I.'s allegedly released statements suggesting that 50 Cent had inside knowledge of past business dealings that could embarrass T.I. publicly. The leak caused panic among T.I.'s advisors, prompting emergency meetings and last-minute damage control. Social media exploded with speculation, rumors, and conspiracy theories. Emotions ran higher than ever, and fans were glued to every update as the day of the gala approached. Both camps were reportedly preparing contingency plans. Insiders claimed T.I. had rehearsed responses and talking points for potential confrontations, while 50's team was plotting ways to provoke tease and dominate the narrative without breaking protocol. The drama was no longer about music or insults. It had become a full-scale war of influence, image, and legacy. And yet, even amidst the tension, unexpected moments of humor and absurdity appeared. Memes comparing the feud to Hollywood soap operas, wrestling storylines, and even animated dog battles flooded social media. Fans debated the symbolism, the meaning, and the potential outcomes with relentless intensity. The combination of high-stakes personal pride and sheer entertainment made the feud irresistible, keeping everyone on the edge of their seats as the tension reached its peak. Reports began circulating that T.I. and 50 Cent were preparing for a public showdown that would leave fans talking for months. Whispers of a joint interview, a televised debate, and even potential musical face-offs spread like wildfire across social media. Everyone was speculating, and the pressure on both men was immense. Emotions ran high, and every move was scrutinized by millions of fans, celebrities, and media outlets. T.I., according to sources, had spent weeks preparing his strategy. Friends said he was determined to address the Hollywood Mutt comment head-on, to reclaim his narrative, and to remind everyone of the empire he had built from the ground up. Tiny, meanwhile, reportedly insisted on controlling the narrative around their family, ensuring that their children remained shielded from the spotlight. "She's the calm in the storm," an insider said. Without her, Tip might have gone off the rails emotionally. 50 Cent, on the other hand, appeared energized by the chaos. Insiders revealed he was coordinating with producers, social media teams, and even former rivals to ensure that every move T.I. made could be countered publicly. "He thrives on anticipation," a source said. "The more tension builds, the more he controls the conversation." His friends reportedly called him the master puppeteer of drama. And in this feud, he was leaving no strings untied. No strings untied. The first explosive twist came during a surprise Instagram live session by 50 Cent. He smirked at the camera, sipping champagne, and casually dropped a hint about a diss track set to release in a matter of days. Fans went wild, dissecting every word, every gesture, and every glance. Some speculated that he had unearthed private stories, hidden secrets, and behind-the-scenes drama that would hit T.I. harder than any insult before. The clip went viral instantly, cementing the feud as one of the most talked-about spectacles of the year. T.I., refusing to be outdone, planned a counterattack that would combine music, interviews, and live performances. Insiders claimed he was rehearsing a set that included lyrical jabs, subtle references to 50's past mistakes, and even nods to the fans who had stood by him throughout his career. Tip wants this to be more than a reaction, a source said. He wants it to be a statement, a declaration that he's still the king of his domain. As the feud intensified, family drama continued to ripple outward. Tiny was reportedly negotiating with media outlets to limit personal exposure, while T.I.'s teenage sons were being kept away from social media entirely. Still, leaked posts and memes continued to circulate, some of which targeted family members directly. The situation created tension between the two camps, with both sides accusing the other of crossing boundaries and disrespecting family. Then came an unexpected twist that shocked everyone. A former collaborator of T.I.'s allegedly turned informant, leaking details of past disagreements, old business conflicts, and rumored betrayals. Fans immediately speculated whether the leak was orchestrated by 50 Cent or a genuine betrayal. Either way, the public consumed the information eagerly and the drama deepened. Emotions ran higher than ever, with fans debating who had the moral high ground, who was playing the game, and who would ultimately come out on top. The feud also drew attention from Hollywood insiders, who warned that the clash could jeopardize both men's business ventures. Producers, brand managers, and studio executives reportedly held emergency meetings, discussing damage control strategies and contingency plans. Yet despite the warnings, neither T.I. nor 50 Cent appeared willing to back down. The story had taken on a life of its own, transcending music and becoming a cultural phenomenon, unexpectedly. The media revealed that both men were preparing for a televised event that could serve as the ultimate showdown. The speculation was intense. Would there be verbal jabs, musical performances, or even an unscripted confrontation? Fans flooded social media with predictions, memes, and theories, turning the event into a global spectacle even before it happened. T.I. Sources claim meticulously planned his appearance. Every word, every gesture, and every interaction was rehearsed to ensure maximum impact. Friends noted that he was especially focused on defending his legacy, his family, and his authenticity. Tip knows this is about more than a single insult, an insider said. It's about proving to the world who he really is. 50 Cent, in contrast, reportedly thrived on improvisation. Insiders said he enjoyed playing off audience reactions, using social media leaks and cryptic posts to control the narrative. He reportedly delighted in watching fans speculate, knowing that every rumor, leak, and post amplified the tension. He's a strategist, one source said. He knows how to manipulate emotion and attention like no one else. The days leading up to the event were filled with leaks, rumors, and speculation. Fans analyzed every post, replayed old interviews, and dissected past lyrics for hidden meanings. Influencers uploaded reaction videos, podcasts hosted live debates, and tabloid headlines screamed about the showdown of the century. The hype was unprecedented, and emotions ran higher than ever. Then came a shocking, public twist. T.I. reportedly hinted at revealing a secret that would shake 50 Cent's reputation. Insiders claimed the revelation involved private business dealings and past decisions that had never been public. The announcement sent shockwaves through social media, and fans speculated endlessly about what T.I. might reveal. 50 Cent responded almost immediately with cryptic posts, laughing at the speculation while refusing to comment directly. Meanwhile, Tiny continued to navigate the public storm. She was reportedly working with advisors, brand managers, and media outlets to protect her family's image. Sources say she was the stabilizing force keeping T.I. grounded even as the feud escalated. Friends described her as the calm in the eye of the hurricane, balancing loyalty to her husband with the need to protect their children. As the televised showdown approached, tension reached a fever pitch. Rumors of last-minute rehearsals, surprise guests, and unexpected twists kept fans glued to their screens. Everyone was waiting to see how two of hip-hop's most iconic figures would handle this explosive confrontation. The combination of pride, family, business. And legacy had created a perfect storm. And the world was captivated. In the final days, social media became a battlefield. Leaks, cryptic posts, and subtle taunts kept emotions running high. Fans debated every possible outcome, while insiders hinted at hidden plans, secret recordings, and potential surprises. The narrative was layered, complex, and unpredictable, ensuring that when the showdown finally occurred, it would be unforgettable. So there you have it. The feud between T.I. and 50 Cent has exploded into a full-blown saga that has everyone talking. From a single public insult to leaked messages, surprise allies, family drama, and cryptic social media posts, this story has everything: betrayal, pride, suspense, and high-stakes confrontation. Fans are shocked, emotions have run high, and the hip-hop world has never been more divided. Who will come out on top? Will T.I. reclaim his crown and prove he's more than a Hollywood mutt? Or will 50 Cent's relentless strategy and calculated provocations tip the scales in his favor? The questions are endless, and the answers are still unfolding. But one thing is clear: this is more than just a feud. It's a clash of legacies, a battle for respect, and a cultural moment that will be remembered for years. Both men have poured their hearts, their reputations, and their families into this story, and every fan, celebrity, and media outlet is watching closely, waiting for the next explosive move. Now we want to hear from you. What do you think will happen next? Will T.I. strike back with the ultimate response? Or will 50 Cent solidify his victory? Do you think this feud will end in reconciliation? Or is it only getting started? Drop your opinions in the comments, join the debate, and let us know who you're rooting for. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed the drama, subscribe for all the latest updates, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of this epic showdown. The story isn't over yet. And trust Uzul want to be here for every shocking twist and revelation. The stage is set. The world is watching, and the drama is far from finished. Are you ready for what happens next?